Hey, what up, everybody? I am back with another video. I'm actually finishing this one. We were in the virtual world arc of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. Yep, buddy, back of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Review. After a while. Uh, I'll just check what the last video was. Let me just switch to QPX a sec. I just look for the playlist. Sorry, this may take me a bit. Just to check how much time has passed since the last video. I always forget. I always forget to check if I do these types of videos. Oh, trying to get rid of this now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Come on. Bingo. 5 months. Oh God. I haven't done a Yu-Gi-Oh! Review for 5 whole months. Oh my God. It's been that long, huh? Well, not as long, but still. Oh, this is kind of better than my previous ones. Those were over a year ago. And yeah, I knew it was going to take me a while to get to those specific storylines. It was always long. Anyway, guys, I also plan to review the third arc of Yu Yu Hakusho, because I'm not exactly proud of it, as I missed quite a few bit of content in that one. Because I watched it, I didn't finish it till a few weeks later. Unlike this one, which I sort of the same, but I know how it ends. I know how it goes, since I have seen the dub version. It's my first time doing the Japanese version. I just went to the English dub, but I do like it, but the Japanese version, because the story, they're allowed to tell mature stories. Still for kids. So if you're coming here from my last Yu-Gi-Oh! Review, a little notes on what this has happened. I've been pretty busy at other stuff most of the time. I've done some other videos, as you can see on the channel. I actually plan to cover other card game anime at some point, like Buddy Fight and Card Fight. Yeah, plan to cover those games at some point in the future. I mean, series. You don't know, I need to watch them all in Japanese. That's going to be tough. And I'm going to do a Vanguard review pretty soon, because we got a new Vanguard anime coming out in the future. Sometime 2027, I think. So, I won't have enough time, but I'll give it a chance when I can. I do like Vanguard, I'll give it one. I'm not too keen on the later seasons, because they ditched the imagination segment. Yeah, that's a whole bit I best explain when I actually review it, but now, on to Yu-Gi-Oh! So the virtual world arc is the second filler arc. Well, that's it. It's the third filler arc of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Coming out to the Go from America and the virtual Legendary Heroes arcs. Rebecca's story isn't bad, but she is a little annoying as she debuts. But her grandpa is a character from the manga. Yeah. The character is from the manga. Also, since my last video, I actually finished the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga. Yeah, I actually did finish the entire series. I don't think I have a playlist on this channel yet. Wait. But you could go find on my manga channel, Super Jump. I plan to make a slight change to the name. Not changing the name exactly, I'm just going to capitalize the word jump because, because I like a shonen jump band. And many like shonen jump. Also, next few months, I'm going to plan on buying manga collections, like the one Bleach one I got, and the Bleach one I got there. Because I want to collect more. That way I can make more room on my shelf for other manga. I would like to sell them, but last time I tried to sell something didn't work. Oh. I'll try something again, but this time with a little help. So I'm just going to mark them at the price I got them, at the actual prices they released at. Nothing super cheap, but nothing super expensive either. Anyway. But Duel arc is a pretty good arc, but it's a Kaiba arc. This is just an excuse of that content that wasn't fully adapted from the Death T arc. But that'd be a spoiler. Well, let's get into the story. So the arc continues every October again, heading to Alcatraz for the Battle City Finals. When the journey is interrupted by a kid named Noah, who looks exactly like Kaiba when he was young, and has green hair. Not exactly the shade of green, but I think the color might have been a nod to the toy anime, since whatever reason Kaiba's hair was green in that series. I would love to see a dual one. I would like to see a remake that's the entire manga, but I doubt it. This is Konami we're talking about. They're greedy bastards. Only interested in money. But a remake can be influential, but there's also probably a lot of content that did not have dual monsters in it. But if you argue towards an older audience, maybe older fans, people who grew up with the original Yu-Gi-Oh anime, they get on nostalgia and buy cards. That way they get self-master Duel game. I'm not against the Rush Duel cards, but I'm not too keen on the Rush Duel animes. Sevens and Go Rush. I don't hate them. I'm just not too keen on them. They just don't have any tension in their duels. That's well because the animation's down, use sound effects. And the whole point of Rush Duel being, do quicker. Like, the changes just loses all the tension. Well, it's fun to play, to watch. It's not fun. So that's why, I guess that's one of the reasons why I haven't continued watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush much. I do plan to, though. Hopefully end the finish it by the end of 2026. I'll be finish it by the end of the year. By that count, right? Anyway. They're sent to some mysterious location. As I count familiar faces. The Big Five. You don't know who they are. They basically former employees of Kaiba Corporation that tried to scheme for Pegasus to take over the company during the Duel's Kingdom arc. Kaiba basically fired them, but in the anime, they got the whole filler arc thing happened with Legendary Heroes. They got basically nudging Kaiba to a game they made, and now trying to stop his mind in there, and forcing Yugi, Mukaba, and Jorochi alongside Mai, who was also there for a different point in time, to rescue him. What I like about the arc was Mai. She actually felt like a main character here, even though she didn't have to be. I like how she definitely felt like a true main character in this story. Like I said, she felt. I say there, but I like her since I knew where her character went, and she only appeared in like two major story arcs in the manga. About Duelist Kingdom and Battle City. She never reappeared again. You know? So it gave Mai some time to actually feel like a member, actually feel like a friend. And their interactions just made her lovable. It's a shame what happens to her. Oops, that's a spoiler. Well, not really a spoiler if you read the manga, because she, as I said, she does reappear, I think, in there. But in the final, towards the end, though. Oh. I mean, the big five would basically challenge Kaiba and the others to a duel. Right. When they end up getting trapped in a virtual world. You see, the big five want the big trouble around cyber, have their minds trapped in cyberspace since the events of the Legendary Heroes arc. So they want bodies, and that's why they Noah helped basically rescue them from therapists, and they agreed to work with him in exchange for getting bodies. So these two now leads to a total of 5 duels. Of course, I don't know if this one counts as 2 or not. So 6.5. So basically 6.5 duels, I guess. I'll explain later. Now, there's also a new rule added for the system: the deck masters. You choose a monster when you and they become like a basically stand beside you like a stand, and they have own unique abilities. But no matter how many, when a deck master is destroyed, you lose. No matter how many life points you have, you automatically lose. Which, in a way, adds a lot of strategy to a lot more strategy to the stuck game. Shame was never probably implemented. It was actually pretty cool. But, yeah. So, alright. So, yeah. Alright, AI gets split up in the virtual world. Each member of the big fighting duel versus Yugi. When you fully get the grips of the system. Which each member of the big five showcasing who they work for, what part of development they were in. Well, meanwhile, Kaiba and Mukaba are doing in the tools of no one's just basically toying them. Well, Yugi managed to win his duel. That's the second duel goes to Anzu, who only has more experience, does have some experience in duels, from watching Yugi and stuff. Plus the filler duel between her and Mai in Duel's Kingdom. Yes, that's a filler duel. Which is, I guess they didn't have enough material to adapt. I guess they added a filler scene to allow the chapter be a bit more time for the chapter to come out. Next chapter. That's my guess. I really do like to see a big movie, but Konami, being greedy buggers, will never do it. Very sad. The Guitar Gauge was all about is bring back dual monsters. Hell, even have a nice little cross promotion with other game companies to either create or bring back a lot of games from the first basic story arc and the monster arc. That would be so cool. The promotion. I mean, we got some older games, especially with English rights to the early days collection. The early games released on Season 0 were not released outside of Japan. So the first time people are going to experience that story. One answer duel skills is a real creep in the Japanese version. Basically, duel her because he was a hot teenage girl's body. Creep. It would help a dark magician girl, in a way. As it wins the duel. The third duel goes to John Ochi. The duel guy goes against cheats. Typical. John Ochi always when it comes to duel, geology duel, he always ends up being the guy who cheats. No joke. Like say, I think the first time we encountered duel which cheats. Oh yeah, it was Bandit Keep in Duelist Kingdom. And both times, well, technically the duel, both once he gets the duel against Bones and the other in the battles. Second time was against Esperoba. The third time was here, I think. Seriously, Janoji always gets bad luck sometimes. The only duel he got was against good duel was against Mako. Yeah, I'm going to be dueled Haga in the arc as well. I keep calling Mako's by his English name because I really can't remember his last name, his actual Japanese name. I don't know why. Mako Tsunami. Wait. Oof. Bad naming for kids. Yeah, Tsunami is quite a lot more common in Asia, I think. I'm not trying to claim it. Remember, Japan had incident 2011. Remember, Japan has some incidents with tsunamis. Many people died. So calling the character Mako Tsunami kind of sounds weird. So yeah, despite the loss, Janoji wins. The third duel is a 3-on-1 duel with Honda, Otegi, and Shizuka. However, Shizuka doesn't even know how to duel. That dirty bastard. That's unfair. She doesn't know how to duel. And that's exactly why he challenged them. Honda ended up sacrificing herself to protect Shizuka. Exposing him to lose. Only Oteki and Shizuka. Yeah, no, they managed to win, but sadly he couldn't get Honda's. Sadly the guy steals Honda's body. Actually, Gary, I'm not playing on Honda's inside a robot monkey. Well, Kaiba ends up dueling against the last member of the Big Five. And it's a really epic duel. Wins. Mukuro being captured at this point. This gives us more lore dump on the backstory between Kaiba and Mukuro from the Death Tea arc. They were taken in by Gozaburo Kaiba. Sorry, Gozaburo Kaiba. A mistake, I know. They were taken in by Gozaburo. Expands more on that when Noah manipulating that, trying to manipulate their relationship. He ends up brainwashing Mukaba. And then Kaiba discovers that Noah is actually Noah Kaiba, Gozaburo's son. But that's impossible. He would be around the same age as Kaiba back then, wouldn't he? But how could he still be a kid? We find out later that you actually find out that Noah's dead. Technically, his body's dead, but his brain was put inside this machine. As when he's put after that accident. Noah's time in the self-virtual world made him kind of scary. Why? Well, he calculated the use power of Kaiba Corporation's technology to take over the world, kill a lot of people. At the time, it's only 3% of the population will survive. Says no, only doesn't care though because he'll be unaffected. Shows how dangerous he could be. So it's Kaiba versus Noah. Kaiba was going to win the duel, but of course Noah pulls a dirty move. I have a Mukba protect him. Wasn't Kaiba to end his turn, the duel will continue. But Kaiba has one last card to trick up his sleeve. By playing a trap last hour, power of Blue Eyes, managed to look at other curse, even at risk of losing the duel. So basically, Kaiba technically lost. Noah turns into stone. that enrages Yugi, forcing Yami Yugi to come out. Is he challenged Noah to a duel. Not just any duel, a continuation of Kaiba's duel. So that means Yugi will inherit most of Kaiba's deck. And his life points, which at the time when the duel was down to 400. So yeah. And yeah, Kaiba could have used his different dimension dragon. So that every time it says when its ability it's destroyed when it's destroyed, it can easily come back by the next turn. So it'll be a stalemate. So Kaiba was still in this duel. Of course, in a way, the effect of the last battle, is kind of, I don't know how to explain it for that. So it's Yugi versus Noah. Tough duel, especially when Noah uses spirit cards. And yeah, Yugi wins after being enraged when Noah turns his friends to stone. Oh, actually, I forgot. There was actually another duel before this. The Big Five had one last chance, but they lost to Yugi and Janochi. How did I forget that? Yeah, Yugi defeats Noah. That they base their consciousness inside the virtual world. The bodies are still in the real world. Something like what happened in the Monster World, the Legendary Heroes arc. They don't bring out that arc again, I think. So of course, we know that Gozaburo is still alive. Well, his consciousness is. The other force that places consciousness inside after Kaiba betrayed him. But in the manga, that wouldn't be possible. Why? Because he jumped out the window right there in that very room. And Kaiba showed a little care, showing how much he was corrupted. Getting what he is for the Death T arc. So yeah, this arc is just an excuse to double on the Kaiba Runner's backstory that was already mentioned in the manga at this point. So yeah, he's basically anyway, goes to world disguise Noah. He doesn't need a body anymore. He will just try to use Kaiba for Noah's body. But he managed to destroy the world with a missile. Show how insane he's gone. Good. The trouble is, Noah tries to lead them to an exit. Of course, it's a trick. He gains Mokuba's trust again and possesses him in the real world. He knows there's something lost in that race. Managed to break out and Kaiba already gone. Off to confront Gozaburo. Actually, a chill saddle score of a duel. Oh, Yugi is run away from monsters. Started by Gozaburo. No one sent Chase to trust the of the missile to where they are, which is a submarine. Before he leaves, though, no one's able to change her heart. Tries to help him. So, on the time of it, Kaiba decides to still do this duel 8 minutes. And Gozaburo just relies on one monster, Exodia. But in a way, Kaiba finds a way to win. Defeats Gozaburo. But Gozaburo still tries to do it. Yugi, who stayed behind, begs on Noah's request, asks Kaiba to escape. No, when leaving Mokuba's body, saying goodbye, begs to him, he knew it was like to be human again. As he keeps saying, he's human, not a machine. Yeah, everyone scares, and Noah gives up his life. He dies just to start Gozaburo. It's a bit of a sad ending for his character. Like, he's sympathetic. He was just a kid when it happened. And I guess he never really matured. He was just lonely. Being trapped in a virtual world made him lonely. As it made him become what he is. It's kind of sad he died. Oh yes, he's definitely dead, unlike the dub. So are the Big Five. They're all dead. it's just really tragic for the character. The arc goes again back on course to Alcatraz, but the arc just ends on that note. Just put just go to the ocean where the flowers are tossed. Whereas he's up in Vanola, do graves with Lois last night's being I'm human, not a machine. That was a virtual arc. It's actually not that bad of an arc. Big Five one Big Five all right antagonists. All that important. But Norris is a really good character. Doug's played by actually a well-known actor these days, Andrew Reynolds, who's already big time in doing pretty big work these days. So obviously he's now played by a different actor in Duel Links. But honestly, I prefer more of his Japanese BA. The female voice suits him as he's a child. He truly has a sad fate. Goodbye, Noah Kaiba. And that was our actual arc. As I said, I like the arc for the Noah story. Because Noah's a great villain. Sympathetic. Which is very rare for some Yu-Gi-Oh! Villains. Marik's also sympathetic. Not Yummy Marik, he's despicable. The next arc, we return to Battle City. And the arc after that, we get 2 more filler arcs, technically. Or we get the final arc. So, I should check how many episodes the second part of the Battle City arc is. We'll see. But anyway, if you guys want to enjoy my content, please thumbs up button. Want to see more? Subscribe channel, notification always going to come in the future. And I'll see you guys. Maybe I'll see you guys next time for a video because I better to continue doing my manga reviews. Best do Akane Banashi and stuff. Q Phoenix out.